What's going on, Skull Nation, and welcome back to Fourth and Skull. My name is Jordan. I am the host of the podcast, and today we're going to be breaking down the 2026 NFL schedule for my Minnesota Vikings. So with that being said, let's dive right on in. We have 4 primetime games, division rivalries, playoff rematches, and a stretch of games that are going to completely define the football team. And today we're breaking down the biggest matchups, the toughest stretch of the season, which is going to be weeks 8 through 11. I'll dive into that in a little bit. Projected of wins and losses, breakout players from Dallas Turner to Jordan Addison to our rookie defensive tackle Caleb Banks. Final record prediction, and as a bonus, we're talking about my Vikings, who own the Chicago Bears again this year. So, without further ado, let's get right on into it. My first reaction to the schedule. The NFL believes in Minnesota, and you don't get just one Monday Night Football game, one Sunday nighter, and a Thursday Night Football game, late season spotlight games, and multiple featured matchups, unless the league really thinks your team matters. And the Vikings are officially viewed as contenders this year. And honestly, this schedule feels like the NFL is saying, all right, go out and prove it. The biggest game, week 1, in US Bank Stadium against the Green Bay Packers. You will open the season at home. That building is going to be insane. It's going to be loud. It's going to be noisy. Historically, the Vikings trail the Packers though. 60 wins to 66 losses and 3 ties. But this Vikings team is faster, deeper, more explosive than they were a year ago. The Vikings win it 27-20. Justin Jefferson, he'll start the season with 8 catches, 118 yards, and 1 touchdown. And the defense will force 2 turnovers. And then we jump to week 9 versus the Bills on Monday night. This is a measuring stick game. This is are the Vikings real contenders game. National televised, packed house, playoff atmosphere, and if the Vikings win, the entire league starts taking them seriously. Prediction is the Vikings will win 31-30. 320 total yards from the quarterback, whether it's J.J. McCarthy or Kyler Murray. 3 touchdowns, and Jefferson over 100 yards yet again. And then we jump to week 11 versus the 49ers Sunday night down in Mexico City. I actually love this matchup for Minnesota. The Vikings historically are 24-20-1 all-time against the San Francisco 49ers, and Brian Flores against a physical offense is always fascinating. The Vikings win 28-24, while the defense leads the way with 4 sacks and 2 turnovers. Now we get to what I was talking about earlier, the brutal stretch of the season where we play Green Bay, Buffalo, and we just mentioned San Francisco down in Mexico City. I believe we will go 1-2, possibly just beating the Packers. This is a playoff games every single week. Green Bay will test your discipline. Buffalo tests whether you can score fast enough. San Fran will test your toughness. And if the Vikings do come out on top, this team is absolutely a legitimate NFC threat. Why the Vikings can beat the Bears again. Now let's talk about the Bears, because I keep hearing this narrative from a select few Chicago Bear fans that suddenly they're going to take over this division. Listen, guys, your guys' time is coming, but right now, this is the era of the Vikings. Historically, we own this rivalry. Minnesota is 69-58-2 all-time against the Bears. And while Chicago has the talent, the matchup still favors the Vikings. In experience, the Vikings know how to win close NFC games. We won 3 of them last year. Chicago still doesn't know how to do that. Number 2, we have one of the greatest defensive-minded coaches in Brian Flores. He causes young quarterbacks to have problems and make mistakes. He disguises blitzes very well, late pressures on the quarterback, and confusing coverages. That defense is built to frustrate aggressive offenses. Number 3, we still have Justin Jefferson. I mean, need I say more? We still have one of the greatest wide receivers in the NFL. Until Chicago proves that they can stop him consistently, I'm taking Minnesota in this rivalry for years to come. I actually do believe the Vikings will split with the Packers this season, but sweep Chicago. I think the Bears still a close one early. The Bears win it 24-21, but week 18 we bounce back at home in front of our fans in US Bank Stadium and win 28-17. Jefferson will finish that game with 9 catches, 133 yards, and 1 touchdown. And the Vikings punch their ways into the playoffs and win the NFC North with an 11-6 record. Justin Jefferson will have 1,620 yards and 12 touchdowns. Jordan Addison, 1,050 yards, 8 touchdowns. Aaron Jones, 1,100 yards. Our quarterback play will throw for 4,100 yards and 31 touchdowns. Our newly acquired wide receiver, Jauan Jennings, will finish the season with 1,048 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, this defense is going to be different. They're built to win. They're built to get to the quarterback. They're going to finish top 5 in sacks, top 10 in turnovers forced. And Brian Flores is going to remind everyone why he is one of the greatest defensive-minded coaches in the NFL. Caleb Banks will be our defensive breakout player, rookie. He will have 7 sacks from the defensive tackle position, 6 tackles for losses, 3 forced fumbles. And finally, this season just feels very important. The schedule says the NFL expects Minnesota to matter and mature. And now the Vikings have opportunities everywhere. They have primetime games, divisional rivalries, playoff caliber opponents, statement games. No excuses this year. This team either rises into contention or the NFC North leaves them behind yet again and we're missing out on the playoffs. But I want to know what you think. What is the toughest game on the schedule? What are your guys' final record predictions? Do we sweep Chicago? And can Minnesota finally win the North for the first time since 2022? And if you enjoyed this episode of 4th and Skull, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications because we got Vikings football breakdowns every week in this upcoming season. And as always, my name is Jordan, and Skull